storm of opinions coming from around the world about LinkedIn, Facebook, Substack working towards tagging AI content and why this is happening. And everyone's like, oh, it's the AI Act. To a certain extent, it is the AI Act, but in countries like the US, it's not the AI Act. It's actually consumer protection laws. Why? Because especially what we do on Substack many times, if we're not artists, is in a way marketing our paid tiers, let's say. And so we're convincing people of joining our paid tiers. And if you use AI to create content or the things that you're selling afterwards is deceitful to say it's not, that it's your own experience, well, it's just AI, things like that. So the reason why these tags are being added to the platforms is not just the AI Act. The reason why they're doing it now is because of the AI Act deadline in Article 50, but I see a lot of people, especially from the US, that say, oh, this doesn't apply to me. It does. It just does. And taken away all of the laws because these laws are made mostly or will the consequences of these laws will be felt by bigger companies, not Noemi from Me Time, and not Raymond Svensson or Howell Bingham or Wooden Shoe or Liz Alexander. I doubt the compliance authorities will come out for us, but they will come after bigger players. And as you build a business and you grow, it might be you. But everyone that's doing marketing activities and using AI to do so can create content that a normal person like my mom, like your aunt, like kids would not be able to distinguish between AI generated or enhanced and the real thing. So, for this reason, everyone needs to disclose their AI usage. And if it's an AI generated photo, market it as such. The only exception to this that I see, and this is overarching, of course, every rule in every country is a bit different, but because you're on Substack and you have a global audience, you kind of need to comply with everything, which is almost impossible. The rule of thumb should be if you use AI, disclose it. Create an AI use policy. Check out the one I have on my Me Time website. Be inspired by it. It's not legalese, so you can definitely understand kind of what I did there and do it yourself. And also update that statement that you can do for the AI scanner on Substack where you explain how you use AI in your work. Be very upfront about what you do. Brutally honest, explain what you do with AI. You do just the editing, say you do the editing. And the spell check. I don't even do the spell check with AI because I don't want to feed my writing into AI. I know others could take my writing and feed it into AI anyways, but I don't want to do it myself. And I'm accepting myself with all of the imperfections and the spelling mistakes and all those things. And I'm fine with it. I'm fine that my content is not perfect, that there are spelling mistakes, that things are unclear. I can always edit it afterwards. And that's totally okay with me. And if it's okay with me and my subscribers, then everyone else can get with the program or just unsubscribe if they don't like it. So we make choices in life, and if we make the choice of aiding our work with AI, we should state it. And I posted some kind of very direct notes about my opinions on using AI in this content creation world, where I basically said if you cannot be bothered to write your own notes, write your own book, write your own article, I don't want to be bothered to read it. I could go directly to AI and ask questions on that topic. And yes, I understand that there's the editing eye and so on and so forth. I mean, we're not born yesterday. Everyone here has tried AI at least, or a lot of people have. We know how it works. When AI creates your first draft, it also creates the frame of what you're going to say. It kind of dilutes your ideas. It puts it on a track you might have not been on. Sure, you read it and you're like, yeah, I totally agree with this. Very good. Let's just adapt it and put my own spin on it. But then it's an AI written text where you've just made edits to it and agree with AI. That's not giving me value. I want your point of view. Because if you started from, and you guys write in there what you think, because I'd like this to be a conversation as much as possible, because on live it's not really that possible. You guys tell me what you think about the use of AI. I know there's a lot of people out there that love using AI for writing. And then and everyone is like, oh, no, 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 no. I only use AI to spell check and to do research. But then I look at it and I check it and I call bullshit. I call bullshit because I know a lot of creators out there that used to write an article a month, and now they're like 2 emails a day that they send me. And that is not possible without AI. And that's not, oh, I spell check with AI or things like that. People are just shady. And that's why I'm really happy that all these laws are coming or intertwining in a way that is making technology companies enable AI labeling. I fucking love it because that will create some sort of accountability. And in a sea of how they like to call it AI slop, our stuff, real human writing, all of those things are going to be hidden under a pile of shit, under a pile of AI perfect sounding knowledge that maybe is knowledge, maybe is just repeating the manual to you, but it's not helpful many times. If you look at the articles created by AI, they're not helpful. They're like manuals, but we're on Substack to connect. We're on Substack to share our own experiences, not to I don't know, repeat the manual on how does marketing work and how does this work and how this and that. If I were here to just tell you what the AI Act says, you can just Google that or ask AI directly, right? What you're here to do actually is to share your opinion. So, what I'm doing now is sharing my own opinion, my own view on what I think about AI labeling and why I think it's great. And it puts more pressure for people to be more accountable, and they're still not going to be. This reminds me a lot of university when I could see the colleagues, the schoolmates that would try to cheat in exams, and they would have little pieces of paper with the answers to the questions, or they would have like really almost invisible these earplugs like spies, so that someone could like dictate their answers that they should write uh, for their um, for their exams. And those are the lawyers because I was in law school. Those are the lawyers we're like now hiring to fix our shit. They couldn't get bothered to even show up with their own knowledge to exams. And those are the people that are now happy as fuck that there's AI, so so they can pretend to be smart when they're clearly not, or at least they're too lazy to freaking write by themselves. And the price will be paid by the stupid of us that actually don't use AI or try to use it in a thoughtful way, in a way that enhances what we're doing, not makes us sound like everyone else. And and it's a big problem. That's why I love the AI labeling. I love the AI scanner that Substack put here. I love that you can make a statement about how you use AI. Please, everyone, do that because we need to really be super accountable to it. And also, this is an opportunity in a sea of shit, in a sea of AI bullshit. What's it called? Slop. All this stuff. You can shine as the little gold nugget that hasn't been polluted by AI, that hasn't been polluted by hive thinking. Because what is AI if not accumulation of how everyone has thought about this topic in the past? What about innovation? What about experience? What about point of view? What about trying new things? Is that gonna be allowed in a world where everything is written with AI? No. It's gonna sound beautiful and polished, and it's gonna sound very, very intelligent, but when you go deep into it, it's a pile of shit. And sure, AI is getting better, but I would love AI to be used to cure diseases and fix global warming instead of writing fucking notes on fucking Substack. Or to use AI for stupid shit because of the costs it has on also the environments. If I were part of any type of government, I would propose paying tax on the price of having AI. So it will be extremely expensive to use AI, and you only use it for really meaningful things. Not bullshit like writing notes on fucking Substack, like writing emails so I can get 3 emails a day from the same person telling me that I need to upgrade to their paid tier or whatever the fuck they do, or say I stopped even reading because I cannot keep up. I love that there's subscriber segmenting, and we can like give or send emails that are more thoughtful and kind of you know, fit with our audience, or someone that's more kind of well placed to receive it. But I also feel like it's going to significantly increase the amount of emails we're going to get from the marketers, or maybe decrease it, because before they would have to just send it to everyone, or maybe move us into Kit or someone else where they can segment. I don't know. Let's see. But what do you think about AI labeling? Are you like, yeah, AI labeling, or are you part of the crew that's crying, kicking and screaming because now your writing, if it's AI aided or generated, might be disclosed as such? Because if you think about it, everyone is so obsessed with doing more content, but it's never about more content. It's about trust. People don't buy from you, upgrade from you because you have uh, a million I don't know, articles or books, maybe books. There's still strong resistance to the eye there, but it's not about the amount of content. It's about how fast can you build trust, show your expertise to the people on the other side. And another thing that I want you guys to think in terms of using AI for writing is that AI exacerbates your existing belief system. Example, I have a very dear subscriber of mine. I definitely like I have a soft spot for him because he's very funny and sweet. His name is Steve. And one day, yesterday, 2 days ago or whatever, he puts a note, uh, definitely research with AI, where he refers to section 5 of, I don't know, he has this weird reference, and I didn't understand what he was talking about. But he was actually talking about Article 50 in the AI Act. Yeah, he was saying Regulation 50, blah, 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 something about AI. And I was like, what is he trying to talk about? And then I realized it was just he said it wrong. And he's being helped with AI. And then next day, he's like coming with links and arguments that kind of are more on point, and saying the AI Act and the disclosure obligation doesn't apply to me because look at this and look at that. What he doesn't understand is because he's not a lawyer, because many of you are not lawyers, and AI is not a lawyer either in terms of all the experience and the context and the understanding of the questions that come to it. They give very specific answers. So if he goes to the AI Act and asks, hey AI, chat GPT, whatever. Does the AI Act apply to me? Do I need to disclose AI usage? And he might say, oh, if you use it for fun, no, you don't need to disclose it. Fine, good. Now I'm going to post on Substack that Substack doesn't, AI Act doesn't apply to me. Blah, blah, blah. But that is just one piece of regulation out of a web of regulations, acts, laws, policies that encompass not only AI use directly, just AI, but also consumer laws and other things. And they all work together. And so maybe in the very precise question you've asked, the answer is no, the act doesn't apply to you, disclosure doesn't apply to you. That does not mean disclosure of AI use actually doesn't apply to you. That's why you still need lawyers. That's why we still need doctors. We cannot just rely on fucking AI. And unless we wake up to this realization and we start believing our own bullshit about AI, is when we're all going to be sitting here on the bench having me time and no fucking jobs. And AI is going to run the show because we let it, because we say AI is smarter than us. AI can write better than us. AI has more intelligence than us. AI has the knowledge. We're just here on the boat enjoying the ride. And that's what happens when you let AI run the show. When you put AI at the table with you instead of using it as a tool. And I want to end this rant. I understand it's a bit of a rant by saying I understand that AI has value. I use AI and I have an AI use policy where you can actually see how I use AI. I don't hate AI. What I hate is how humans use AI deceitfully, um, without transparency, and then they bitch about it. And that's what I don't like, because my time, your time is valuable, and we're being deceived by content creators, companies, and so on to pay attention, to spend an hour reading a fucking thing, a fucking article that was that they used, I don't know, half an hour to write, stealing half an hour from me, right? If you cannot be bothered to write your own article, write your own work, note, write your own book, whatever, I cannot be bothered to read it myself. And that's my right. Just to wrap it up, I'll share the recording so nobody can watch it, which is normally the case. But what I'm trying to say here is, because of consumer rights and consumer protection, most people that use AI in one way or the other to market themselves and sell services on the internet or off need to disclose that they're using AI. The simplest example that I can give you just to understand what I'm trying to say is, if you're a doctor, you're a dermatologist, and you put a before and after picture of a treatment, let's say an acne treatment, and that picture is enhanced with AI, you put the pimples on and then you took them off and you say, these are the results. That is deceitful, right? That's not true. But people looking at your ad are like, wow, that's amazing. Let me check out their website. That is what we're talking about. And notes and posts and everything where you pretend to have some sort of knowledge when you fucking don't is the same. And one last thing I wanted to say is, AI labeling is more or less like ad labeling. Nobody wanted to label their content. Oh, this is a promoted, partnered thing. Actually, a company is paying me to say that I use this product. I actually don't, or things like that. It's kind of the same thing, and it's kind of the same resistance that I'm seeing from people. But that doesn't mean it doesn't have to happen. Let's be a bit more honest with one another, because at the end, it's going to help us. It's going to help the creators that actually spend actual time of their life getting wrinkles, getting white hair, producing content, helping people, showing up instead of these fucking robots. And if you want to give power to AI, and just trust that AI does everything perfectly, and AI is this and AI that, that's the path towards AI replacing everyone in the workplace with fucking robots, and we're gonna sit all laying out in the sun, no salaries, no nothing, no pensions, trying to figure out how to make a fucking living while AI is doing everything and the economy crumbles. So yes, this is my rant for today. Thank you for joining. I hope you label your AI use, not because I say it, just because it's right, not because the laws say it, just because it's right, not because of anything else, just to build trust with your audience. Have an amazing day. Have an amazing weekend. Think about what I said. And see you on the internet. Bye.